Greetings knights, counts, mayors and farmers. This tutorial will show you all you have to know about the sewing. First we have a look in the 3 different sewings. The sewing number 1 is an open building and the sewing 2 and 3 are closed buildings. The first one has a stock size of 50 kilograms. The second 100 kilograms and the third 200 kilograms. Once a year you have to pay 20 coins of taxes for the first sewing, 50 coins for the second and 100 coins for the third. To build the first sewing you need 100 technology points in crafting, 1000 for the second and 7500 for the third one. If you have villagers, then 1 seamster can work in the first and the second sewing. And 2 seamster can work in the sewing number 3 at the same time. I built all 3 buildings and checked which products can be crafted. Be aware that the game is in early access. But the same thing can be crafted in all buildings. So the question is, why should you build the sewing number 2? There is no huge benefit to the sewing number 1. The stock size does not really matter because usually the villagers are using the stock of the resource storage. Additionally, you have to pay 50 coins taxes instead of 20. The last point can give us some more information here. If you build the sewing number 1, then it is built with sticks and straw. This building needs much more maintenance. However, it is difficult to say exactly how much. Probably once a year you have to maintain a wall from the building number 1. I recommend to jump from the sewing number 1 directly to the sewing number 3 or use 2 times the sewing number 1 for 2 villagers. The next point is about material to make clothes. You need different materials to make clothes such as bags, shirts, pants and so on. You need to hunt animals to receive fur and leather which you can use to produce clothes. Alternatively, you can build a hunting lodge and hire a hunter to do that for you. You can also plant and harvest flax in the fields. In the barn, flax is processed into flax stalk. This is then converted into the linen thread in the sewing. Then linen fabric can be produced with it. What then can be transformed into clothes with other goods depending on the type of clothes. The same thing with wool. If you have a sheep, then you can gather wool, create wool thread and then wool fabric to transform it into clothes. So is it worth it to build a sewing? Let's have a look at the details. To wear more weight, you need a pouch. A pouch can be bought for 300 coins in Branica, Denica or Hornica. So you will increase the weight limit by 6 kilograms. If you want to do it on your own, then you need 1000 technology points in crafting and then you have to buy it for 600 coins. This is much more expensive if you need 1 pouch only for yourself. But there is also a large pouch which increases your weight limit by 10 kilograms. The large pouch cannot be bought and must be crafted. The same thing is happening with the backpack. You can buy a simple backpack for 440 coins. But if you want a simple large backpack, then you have to produce it on your own. At the moment you can buy a saddle and all saddlebags from the dealer Leonard from Hornica. But maybe this will also change one time. You can also buy a tunic, but you have to produce a quilted vest on your own. The same thing with the hood. You can buy or craft a hood, but a long fur hood has to be crafted. There are many other clothes and accessories which you cannot buy. So is it worth it to build a sewing? If you want to own everything and want to wear the largest backpack, then it is worth it. Is it worth it to produce clothes and accessories, or is it better to sell raw material? Be aware that the game is in the early access stage and the price could still change. You will find the download link to this Excel list in the description. If something changes, then I will update it. Let's have a look in an example. If we produce a simple bag, then we can sell this product for 14 coins. If we sell the raw material of a simple bag, then we get 8.4 coins. The ratio between price to sell the simple bag instead of selling the raw material is 1.7. So it makes more sense to sell the product instead of selling the raw material. The Excel list automatically calculates the right raw material cost with the right amount of raw material. If you want to automate the process, then you need villagers to do that. For that, I add the number of villagers needed inside the list. This gives you a rough indication of complexity. For a simple bag, you need a hunter and a worker in the sewing. All hats produced with straw also having a high ratio. This because the raw material straw is worthless for a trader. Nevertheless, you need a lot of straw to build one hat. So, I have crossed out the values. If you want to make money, then it only makes sense to produce the simple bags. Alternatively, quilted vest can be made for sale when your village is equipped with all the necessary workers and buildings. Anyway, it looks like it is not worth making clothes and accessories for the sake of money. Maybe the developer will change this, or it is intended. If you think about it carefully, there is one sewing in almost every village. Therefore, the village can take care of itself and also the neighboring village. Why should the village buy clothes from someone else? I believe that sooner or later I would like to have a big village with lots of villagers. I also want to own the largest bags. So there are reasons other than money to own the sewing. Thank you for watching this video.